This program contains subject matter and language that may be disturbing to some viewers. Viewer discretion is advised.
We're having more technical problems. We live in the 21st century.
Savage, unfiltered.
We're still here.
Let's go to Wally.
And I was on a lunch break, and
Your host, Michael Gardner.
Riverside, it's all right. You really need like strong internet. It's okay, man. One day I'm gonna pay for 6 months of internet for you. But
anyway, guys, welcome to Savaged Unfiltered. Joining me here is the co-host that's been in hiatus here, I guess, for like the last couple weeks, but he's back. He's alive, guys. Don't worry.
He's alive.
How you doing, Sos?
Man, I've been good. It was a very well needed vacation.
Yeah.
There's some personal family issues going on. And so it was good to spend time away, being in nature and being closer with God. So it gave me an opportunity to draw nearer towards Him.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. You got to experience all that.
And no, I did not commit suicide. I just want to say I'm still alive. I'm not going to hurt myself.
Oh, Sas, we weren't thinking anything like that. No.
But I did keep. Well, one thing I did do is I did keep the podcast, my Sauce Report podcast, going, but I tailored it way back. I went to I pretty much just only did what it was originally started as, which was daily devotions, and I tailored all the way back to it, and now we're full steam ahead, like in Polar Express, full steam ahead. So we came out with a new recording called. We're doing that Titanic series because when you have a lot of time on your hands, you learn, you do a lot of homework, and do a lot of research.
Yeah.
So one thing is that we're doing a series called the Titanic and the sinking of Titanic. And so what's the awesome thing about it is that I came out with an episode calling out who is Captain Edward Smith. And so you are welcome to tune into that show today. It dropped actually at 3:30 in the morning, and I promoted it. And we also came out with another show today that you are as a guest of mine or a co-host on my show, which was
Savaged Unfiltered.
I think it was a fantastic time.
Yeah. Sauce is getting attacked, folks. He's getting attacked by some deranged people.
Yeah.
Some people that, frankly, Sauce, it doesn't make sense, because some of these people are conservative, and why they attacking you is unreal. Guys, if you want to relive that episode, I highly suggest you check out the Sauce Report podcast here, guys. The co-host that's on the show right now on my show, he's also the host of his own show, the Sauce Report. And that is the most recent episode in his library there on any major podcast platform. Sauce, let's dig into that, man. I want to dig into that real quick. Why are they attacking you on that level?
I don't really know. The only thing that I can comprehend is that when you're getting some gain, or when you're getting bigger and gaining attraction, and you're going on other podcasts, but not been on a couple podcasts for a while, for a week, because I've done a pretty good job about it.
Yeah.
But when your podcast is growing and you're going on a whole bunch of new platforms, it's interesting because people become jealous because you're doing something that they're not.
Yeah.
And I think that's what the accusations are. And if you can't say anything nice against them, all you have to do is just demonize their character.
Yeah. Here's the thing. They're going to see that, man, and they're going to be like, nope. He's on way too many platforms. How is he doing this? There must be reasons and this and that. I tell you, people, they don't act their age today. They really don't. And it kind of brings me into a scenario, guys. I was in Birmingham not too long ago, and I was attending a conference for my other line of work, and I was on a lunch break, and I walked across the street to Chick-fil-A. I love Chick-fil-A. I used to go to the Chick-fil-A all the time in Atlanta when I used to live in Atlanta, Georgia. And I happened to come across this homeless guy, and he was telling me about this dude that's always standing on the corner.
They get shot. I'm telling you, dude. This is the first time I've seen this guy.
Well, that's why, like I said,
He
man.
just cussed out the police officer. She got in her SUV and drove the fuck out of there. Left his ass.
Oh shit. Yeah. Well, you know, that's why there's a heavy presence of police in this area, because, you know, of homeless people that act like idiots, you know, and not every homeless person's an asshole.
Man.
No.
I just got laid off from Flawless, man. I've been doing landscaping for almost a year out here.
Oh wow.
And I just happened to be one of the 9 that was the last just under a year I've been working for them. So obviously the least people that's been working there, the least, are going to be the first ones to go.
Yeah.
So what's I said? Laid off. And I am.
It's terrible all around, man. You know,
and he's attacking everybody, like not like physically, but like verbally, because he's jealous. I'm like, what was he jealous about? And the homeless guy I was talking to, he's like,
and I am.
It's terrible all around, man. You know, it's.
You're like, man, you live in the woods and you make all this money. How do you not have any money? First off, I can't buy $200 worth of groceries.
Which happened to be homeless too. The other guy I was talking to said he's jealous because he's not in their in their perspective ways. I was like, well, he can choose to step out of homelessness.
Yep.
And
well,
go ahead.
Well, speaking of the homelessness and stuff, I just find it really sad that there is an epidemic, you know, and I think a lot of the homeless issues that we have and the problems with it is because our federal government, you know, they're too more worried about making sure that other people are well off, and then making sure that, you know, we got to make sure that the illegal immigrants have the Xbox and have the top of the food, you know, more food given to them, baby formula to them, that they just put your true Americans off kilter. For instance, we look at so it's interesting because I've actually researched into Alaska. It's very depressing. I can see why it's depressing to live in Alaska. You know, I can see why Alaska is a depressing country or depressing state, and I can see why people. I mean, I wouldn't live in Alaska.
Tell me a little bit more about Alaska, Sas.
So the research I've done in Alaska.
Michael Gardner, unfiltered, uncensored,
there's a homeless issue going on, and it's an epidemic going on in Alaska. When you have people. And alcoholism is the number one factor of the homelessness, because I've spoken with quite a few people. There's so many resources for the homeless. There's shelters for the homeless, and there's like so many things that, you know, people can utilize the resources, but so many of them don't, because it's that effort. And you also have this other issue that's going on, is the gambling issue. You know, the gambling, they don't have casinos, but they have bingo halls. And what bingo halls are is the bingo halls is like it's
a center for old people to get drunk and hammered.
Yeah. No, it's not an old center. It's for younger people.
Yeah,
I've never been to a bingo hall, and it's like your modern day casino, because you can win prizes. But the sad part is that they do have alcohol beverages there. And what's disappointing about the whole thing is that people, like, they get stuck on the street, and then they sleep at bus stations, and they sleep on the streets. And you have the drunk alcoholics, or I'm going to say it, the alcoholics, you have them just ruining their stores, the storefronts,
boozing away.
And so your businesses in Fairbanks and Anchorage and in Juneau are being affected by it, because the homeless people don't want to leave. And if you dare question them, and if you
they feel that they're entitled to it, Sas. They feel that they're entitled to be there. First and foremost, I do agree with them to an extent that, you're allowed to basically walk anywhere you please as long as it's public land and you're not walking on somebody else's personal private property.
Beckham in the house. Watching a little soccer. Nice. Bro, are you eating my Lay's?
Yep.
Wow.
It's the FIFA World Cup. And it's football.
All right, don't start. Those are chips.
Crisps.
Those are cleats on my chair.
Boots.
But that is soccer.
No, my friend, that is football.
Okay.
There's 700 million people watching this little football match right now. That's gotta hurt.
Ha! Definition. Soccer is a round ball. Football is an oval ball. Like those golden balls.
These souvenirs.
Wow. Gonna talk about your Teen Choice Awards?
It's so sad.
That hurts. That hurts, actually.
But we'll ask the world. Is it called football or football?
Or soccer?
It's football.
Hey, ref, that's a football tackle. We're playing soccer here.
Mia, you're on my field. It's football here.
She's right. It's soccer.
Have you won 2 World Cups?
Does it look like I've won 2 World Cups?
All right, Brandy, the debate rages on. Is it football?
It's football.
Soccer.
Football. It's soccer.
My Doritos, football.
Or is it soccer?
It all comes down to this.
Come on, Jules. It's soccer, baby. We're doing that again, huh? It's a classic.
It's Chicharito against Howard. He's shooting for Cheetos! Oh, the Cheetos! And Howard's down!
No, Cheetos. Football started the 12th century. That's like ancient. Then US football evolved from soccer rugby. I own my own soccer team. I know.
You just said the word soccer.
Did not.
You said soccer because you know you said soccer. You heard yourself say soccer.
You heard wrong. Absolutely not.
My house, my rules, you said soccer.
Prove it.
Learn it, love it.
Are you certified by Parks and Recreation to be on this field?
Don't hog the Tostitos. It says soccer mom, not football mom. You ever argue with soccer mom?
Bring it.
I'm just telling you, get ready. Brought it. Go ahead, tell them. You're a very difficult house guest, you know that?
I did say soccer.
I knew it!
He's turned many doubters into believers. Go!
We're gonna need more chips, by the way.
Crisps.
Whatever.
No matter what you call it, don't forget the chips for the FIFA World Cup.
Savaged, unfiltered.
But if it's a sidewalk or something and they're not really causing any type of disturbance, they have all rights to be there. But if they're, what you're saying, Sas, it seems like what you're getting at, they're panhandling, they're begging on the streets, and they feel that they're allowed to do that.
Yeah.
And that's wrong.
Well, and the sad part is that, I read an instance and I read a story, and I've actually spoken to one of the bus drivers. Speaking of the situation. So in Fairbanks, they have this Metro bus. Fairbanks has a population of 32,000 people. Within Fairbanks, they have this Metro system. They have, I think, a gray line, brown line, a blue line, green line, red line, and a yellow line. So they have, I think, 5 lines that go all across. They have and they
sounds very diverse. It has what do they call it? Like the diversity line or something? So
yeah, or the alphabet line.
That's a lot of colors, man. Yeah, rainbow line.
But the cool thing is that they are closed on Sundays and they're closed on the weekends, which is I commend them on that because they think it's very important to utilize the time of rest and stuff. But it's interesting because this bus driver said that they have fights that happen regularly. They have, for instance, he was at an incident. There was an incident at the bus station where this older gal, she's like, well, what are you going to do about it? And then this guy went up to her and just cocked her face and just punched her really bad.
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. I'm like, why is nobody jump down? Slap the fuck at him. That's what Wolverine said. He just needs to get slapped in the back of the fucking head.
Both of those 2 people were drunk. And the bus driver stated that it was at 8 in the morning. 8 in the morning, and they're drunk. Oh, what happened to you?
I was here the whole time. I'm like, hello.
Oh, I was like, did I lose him or what?
No, I was silent because I was letting you have the floor and talking about this story.
Oh, whoops. Okay, you're.
Don't worry, I'm still here. The tornado didn't come and get me, but I'll be all right.
Hey, I love editing and doing splits. But either way, what happened was that
Doss, hold that moment there. I love for a woman to do a split in front of me, but go ahead, buddy.
Well, that's funny. I like that is. No, so what happened was that there was a fight at 8 a.m, and both of those two people were both drunk. And then the alcoholism is epidemic, and one of the biggest thing is that I think the government doesn't want people in Alaska to succeed, because there's a lot of Native Americans in Alaska, because there's like a lot of tribals, and there's a lot of Section 8 housing, and the lack of desire for people to work is non-existent, and so that is a very sad. Very, very sad thing to see, because the government pretty much pays you to stay at home and do.
Think you know the Brooks Ghost? Think again. Introducing the all-new, better-than-ever Ghost 16. Now with nitrogen-infused cushioning for lightweight, supreme softness that feels good every step, every street, every single day. So go ahead, take your daily joyride in the all-new nitrogen-infused Ghost 16. It'll turn your everyday miles into everyday endorphins. Let's run there. Head to brooksrunning.com to learn more.
Nothing. I mean, what is your thoughts on the government doing that for the Native Americans? Do you think that was a bad idea?
Well, here's my thought on that, Sus. I mean, now you're talking about like some land that, could be possibly Native American land and all this, but here's my thought on it. You have to respect it to an extent, right? I mean, that's my thought on it. It's their land. You have to respect it. If they're going to go into that type of land, then that's their own personal choice. But they have to reap the consequences. But we wouldn't have this discussion, Sas, if they had correct programs for these individuals. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you can call these kind of reparations for the Native Americans. Pay them for every month. Pay them through education, and just pay them like annually, like every month that they get paychecks from the government. Well, my whole thing is that you have to better yourself. And I just feel bad. I'm like, well, don't people want to better themselves? Don't they want to have a better environment?
Yeah.
And it's just really sad to see. And when I heard that from the bus driver, I was just absolutely devastated.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, how can we as a society tolerate that? And how can we as a society just be happy with what's going on? But once again, look at the administration. The administration wants as many people.
They're allowing
dependent.
They're allowing it. They rather put the funding towards these migrants and everything else, and then when a conservative leader tries to use their own state funding to protect their own citizens by either busing or, flying these migrants, these illegals out of the state to other areas, that's wrong.
Yeah.
Well, it wouldn't be wrong, Sas, if they were to screen out these migrants responsibly, right?
Yeah. It's just very depressing. And I really don't know I don't know what to do, not what to do, but I don't know how else we could fix this problem.
Yeah.
Because this is an epidemic. This is a huge problem that's occurring. And why aren't we doing anything about it? Why aren't we holding the Biden administration accountable for their actions? Why aren't we doing all like certain precautions to make sure, stating that, okay, you know what? You can, I understand the whole Democrats state that they want reparations and stuff.
Sas, I got a question for you. What's the current homeless population in the state of Wisconsin right now?
Oh,
like an rough estimate?
85,000 people that are homeless.
No, it's got to be more than that, Sas. That's probably a city.
That's
major
Madison.
city. Oh, that's Madison. That's like Milwaukee, maybe. It's like 80. 85. Okay, I could see that for the entire state, maybe 85,000. I didn't realize, because that's kind of a lot, I had to like catch myself. That's a lot, Sauce.
Yeah, for state of Wisconsin. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like
And
Florida alone, you know how many people in Florida that are homeless right now? It would blow your mind. We have about 1.8 million right now homeless here in the state of Florida.
wow, that is sad.
That's like almost a third of the population here in Florida. Like we have anywhere between like 15 to 20 million right now in the population just for Florida alone. Regular.
Savaged, unfiltered.
Stay warm. I mean, I feel bad. Well, and people complain, and then they have these mass. And here's the thing that you want to talk about the homeless crisis. Look at Wisconsin, okay? You look at all these northern states, and you look at, we have over 85. Well, we also have 79,000 illegal immigrants, that also reside in Wisconsin. That we have to pay them $2,400 a month. Okay, number one.
Yeah.
Number two. A lot of these, I would not want to be homeless in the state of Wisconsin because it is 8 degrees in the state of Wisconsin right now. Where we live. Of course, Madison's a little bit warmer by a couple degrees because they're down south. But overall, we're not in like Florida. The night tonight is going to get down to -3, I think. I mean, the sad thing is the cardboard isn't going to protect you from the cold.
Oh no, not at all. Not at all.
And it's really sad because you look at all these, like you look at Alaska and you look at all these other states, like northern states, Nebraska and North Dakota and stuff. You don't want to be homeless in those states. You do not, because you will die. Actually, you will die. But it's what you do with those resources. And like you said, you brought up a point, and I'm going to catch mental illness. I think it was me or you that did it a couple minutes ago. Mental illness.
We got a huge amount of mental illness in the state, Sauce. Yeah. But before you go into the mental illness, that's a program that they still can't figure out how to tackle correctly.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how do you fix it though. That's the problem. Well, how you fix it is you stop enabling them. You stop enabling their actions. You stop enabling their behavior. You start calling out, and you look at this whole prison system. Half of the people that are deranged, I don't know if you heard, but in Virginia, there was this guy that mowed down a whole bunch of recruits.
It is a myth that terrorism stopped during COVID. Unfortunately, mainstream media opted to prioritize pandemic hysteria over promoting all news. Terrorism continues. Simply hoping that it doesn't affect you is not a strategy. The new book, Terror Strikes, coming soon to a city near you, featured on The Author Show, is now available in paperback from bookstores, online, or as an ebook exclusively through Amazon Kindle. Terror Strikes, coming soon to a city near you, by Joseph M. Leonard. Order today.
Yeah, I heard about that.
That was just devastating.
Well, you said don't enable them, right? Like stop enabling them.
Yeah.
So do you agree with having homeless coalitions in operation? Do you agree with soup kitchens being open for them? Do you agree with those type of services? Because in a way, Sauce, that's enabling them. That's enabling
I agree
them
that I agree.
stay homeless, right? I mean, it is. I mean, you could have somebody that suffers a huge amount of mental illness. I could be homeless forever because I have all these great services, and they're going to provide showers. They're going to provide hot meals. They're going to provide me getting my nail toes clipped, which is kind of gross, but I mean, they're going to provide all this stuff. They're going to give me free clothes. I'm going to be able to do this and that, and I mean, that's enabling them to be homeless.
Well, my enabling of being homeless. Here's how I fix the problem. People aren't going to like it. You fix the prison system. You don't let. What I mean by that is you don't allow them to go out on the streets. Half of these homeless people, they've already got a criminal rap sheet. Half of these people are already charged with major crimes. For instance, we look at that guy in New York City. Okay.
Yeah.
And how he was arrested for committing a domestic assault on his wife. And he was left out on the street. And he was let go 2 hours later. And he went straight back to his house and he butchered his wife in front of his 3 kids. And what happened to him? He's back on the streets. And now he's homeless.
Yeah, the problem is the judicial system. It's broken. We don't have a great judicial system in this country. We gotta have a prison reform. Fucking bullshit. Get your acts together, folks, and look at what is wrong here. You have a broken system that now this administration says, what was it? Just not too long ago, where Nancy Pelosi and I believe it was Chuck Schumer says we have to be more easy on the criminals. Why do we have to be easy on the criminals? They committed a freaking crime. They should be in prison. Why do we have to be easy on them? They're psychotic. They belong in either a prison or a psych ward.
Mental ward. Well, you look at what here's the whole thing, okay? Okay, you look at this other instance that's going on, okay?
Yeah.
You look at the individual in Darrell Brooks, okay?
Oh, yeah.
He belongs. I mean, no offense, he belongs to be in jump. He gets, to me, he deserves a death penalty. Anyone that burns down 60 people and kills 8 people, and the youngest one being 8-year-old,
yeah,
you should not see a day of light whatsoever. The only person that you should see is, I hate to say it, but your Heavenly Father, because the judger of all judgments, and you being condemned into hell. Pretty much. Because you don't deserve a day in the light. And another thing is, so I don't know if you heard, but here's how corrupt our judicial system in Wisconsin is.
Did you just call it Jew or judicial?
Judicial. That's one thing.
Okay. Yeah. Got Sauce acting. You're getting Semitic. No, I'm just joking, Kat. But
no. Well, I promise you, I'm not an agent. I just want to tell you that. I just promise you, I'm not an agent because of my speech. I get excited.
Austin Powers over here. Go ahead, Sauce.
You're re-allowing Darrell Brooks getting a right to appeal.
Yeah.
I mean, what's wrong with that? There is major problems with that.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you. I agree, Sauce. I mean, it's like, why is there an appeal to begin with? Why do we have to have these appeals to come into place when the person committed the crime and they feel that, oh, well, I committed the crime and I should be let go and I should have a second chance.
Michael Gardner, uncut, raw,
this and that, and I should be let out in society, and I didn't really do what I did, and I'm so sorry, and I'm 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 sorry. It sounds like a broken record, doesn't it, Sus?
Yeah, and and I hate to say it, but you can't. Sorry, Death. I mean, to me, I tell this when I tell little kids.
Yeah.
Sorry only works up to when you turn the age of 18.
Yeah.
Once you turn 18, you commit, like, for instance, like, I'm sure we stole cookies as little kids. I stole a piece of candy, and what got me out of trouble was my smile. The sorry's not going to do it. You're going to be charged with shoplifting.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you.
I don't know.
Yeah. But anyway, Sauce, I'm going to close it up here, buddy. I wanted to make it quick. We had to get this topic out, with this content here with homelessness. Guys, this content is really, really good. I want to pick up on it for part 2. Sauce, we got to have a part 2, buddy.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, got to have a part 2. And guys, I just want to make a quick announcement here before we depart here. Guys, the book is literally, I mean, it's happening. December 30th, guys. It's going to be out on newsstands everywhere. Part 2 here with homeless awareness here in America. Thanks a lot.
Another thing is, don't forget to stay tuned for Sports Tuesday. We will be back at full swing on Sports Tuesday on Soccer Report.
Yeah, you heard it, guys. See you next Tuesday, and we'll see you on part 2 of this special podcast, guys.